Hello and welcome back to Sundays in the Garden. My name is Sarah and on this channel I share all of the things that I get up to in my English cottage style garden in the United Kingdom. We have the sun back with us today, so I am going to get on with concreting the brick border that I put together last week. So let's get started. This is the area I prepared last week. If you want to see that, then check out the video from last week. But basically I dug a trench and then laid the bricks in, so I got an idea of how it would all look. Today I'm going to be using some builder's sand and some concrete and a bricklaying trowel. So I've removed the bricks and I'm filling the trench with the builder's sand, just making sure that it's kind of reasonably even, and I'm going to smooth it down. So here it is with the sand in place. But I haven't flattened it out yet, and then what I do is take the bricklaying trowel and use the back of that to flatten it all out to keep a reasonably smooth and even surface to put the cement onto. I open the pot and think, this looks not quite what I thought it would look like. What are all those stones? I'll add some water and see what happens. Give it a good mix. Yeah, I'm still not convinced. Pop some in this trench here. Yeah, now I'm really not convinced. This does not look like what I thought it should look like. Oh no. It's mortar I need. Dull. So it's into the car I go, stopping to grab myself a coffee to cheer myself up and give myself some much needed energy this morning. Then off into the shop I go, and yes, mortar. This is what I need, mortar. So we definitely need mortar for laying bricks. Let's put some in the trolley and we'll head back and check if this looks more like it. Yes, this looks like it. A nice, even, fine powder. Mix that one up and pop it in the trench. Yes, much better. This is what I was looking for, mortar. So I pop the bricks in and press them down firmly. With some I'm using a mallet, but this one I didn't need to. I'm not using a spirit level for this job because our garden is very uneven and it slopes downwards, so it wouldn't be effective in this area, but you could do if you have a nice smooth garden. I'm moving the mortar along the edges of the bricks here so that it's nice and secure and they stay together. And then I continue the process further along. This is Stephen, our resident squirrel, who's found an acorn, which he's looking really happy about. He pauses, hoping I haven't noticed him, and then he's off. Bye! Continuing the process from earlier, putting the mortar in as evenly as possible, but not to worry too much because I'm using the brick to even it out, making sure that I'm happy that they are even and level with each other. And then once they're in and I'm happy with where they are, I'm smoothing the mortar along the edge. At this point in time, I'd chosen not to fill in the gaps between the bricks with mortar because I'd seen a few tutorials and read a few things that said it's not necessary, as the grass and plants will grow in between there and look nice and natural. Taking a little break now as I've got to pop out with my family, so I've covered it up with some tarp and some bricks to make sure that it's protected if it starts to rain. And we are off for a quick trip to the pumpkin farm. We have grown our own pumpkins in the past, but they are rather large and the plants take up a lot of space, so this year we decided to go and pick them from the farm instead. No rest for the wicked though, and I'm back in the garden mixing up some powdered mortar mix. I'm doing this from a bag because it's much more cost effective this way. And what I've decided to do is actually to fill in the gaps between the bricks, because having taken a step back and looked at it, I think it will look much more visually appealing with the gaps filled in. So I'm doing that with the cement trowel and my fingers. If there's any imperfections, I'm going to get some sandpaper and sand those out once I've finished. On to the finishing touches now. I'm filling in the gap in front of the border with some compost to bring it back in line with the rest of the grass and cover any of the imperfections underneath. To finish, I'm just topping up with some grass seed along the border so that it all blends in with the rest of the lawn. And that's how I built a brick border for my garden. Thank you all for joining me for another Sunday in my garden. I hope that video has been useful to those of you who are undertaking a similar project. Any questions or tips or anything you want to share about your project, please feel free to do so in the comments. Next week's video is going to be a jobs we need to get done in November, because next week is November the 5th, which is completely crazy. So that will be garden jobs for November coming out next week, and I'm going to have a similar one of those coming out the following month as well. So if that's something that will be useful to you, then please consider subscribing so you stay up to date with those jobs and things we need to get done in the garden together. I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful Sunday in your gardens and a lovely, lovely week ahead. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye.